I was gonna say that earlier. I'm like infield prospect, a lot of power, really high potential. I don't. What's Nimmala's contact or just straight batting? I don't know if he's a contact guy.
Literally everything.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 450 Dead Center Baseball channel. Chris here with Daniel. We're on the grind. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit that 1K by the end of the year, Chris.
Yeah. Before we start, we just want to give a huge shout out to Vlad for winning the home run derby yesterday. Most electric thing I've ever watched in my life. You know, all them Yankee fans on Twitter.
Easiest bet I've ever made. Easiest bet I've ever made.
Good bet, Daniel. I didn't bet. I don't bet on sports because I like keeping my money. So I didn't bet on it. But yeah, I just want to point out, Yankee fans on Twitter, all you guys were like, oh, Vladdy's done, undeserving champion. Too bad. Judge won the home run derby too, so screw you. I didn't like that when he won it. So yeah, Vladdy won, and you got to accept it. So yeah, and also enjoy fourth place in the AL East because you guys suck without Aaron Judge, by the way. Anywho, sorry, I had to throw that out there.
Damn, okay.
Just need to get that off my chest. I'm wearing a ball shirt too because screw them. Yeah, so we're talking about the draft today because that happened the day before, yesterday. Yes, no, yes.
Happened Sunday.
Yeah, happened Sunday. So what day is this? Tuesday already. Man, this is a slow week.
Today it's Tuesday. So
it's only Tuesday.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
By the time they see this, it'll be Wednesday. But yeah, the draft happened on Sunday. Jays had the 20th pick of the draft. Honestly, it was a pretty good draft overall, Chris. I thought the Jays did really well.
I think it's like I was looking on Twitter and I saw like a bunch of guys like rating it like an A-level draft for the Jays. So I'm like, I'll take it. Like I don't know much about the rest of the non-first round guys, but.
Well, I'll just take a quick. Obviously, we're gonna talk about our first round pick and Arjun Nimmala, but overall, Chris, the Jays kind of addressed every need that they got. Like the first round, we took Nimmala, who was
Nimmala. Daniel, get the name
Nimmala,
right.
my bad, Nimmala.
You're terrible with names.
It's not a 450 Dead Center video if I don't mispronounce the name.
Yeah, like Kikuchiki.
Yeah. Anyhow, so we took an infielder first pick, and then we didn't have a pick till the third round, and we took 3 straight pitchers. And then we took an outfielder, then we took a shortstop, then we took 2 outfielders. So we kind of addressed everywhere on the field, I would think.
Yeah, and we took 2 shortstops, right? Because Nimmala's a shortstop. But most players get drafted as a shortstop or an outfielder, and then they get moved to other positions. Like nobody really gets drafted as a second baseman. Maybe there's a few third basemen out there if they're like a generational talent. But like, remember Matt Chapman and Arenado were both. I think they were both.
Everyone gets drafted just as an infielder, and then they kind of find you a spot. But,
exactly.
I mean, they did the 2 infielders that they took. I'll say they're 2 different players. They took a guy out of Kansas State later on who's going to be more ready than Arjun.
Okay. Well, Arjun's 17.
Yeah, just because he's younger, right? But we also took 2 Canadians in the draft, so shout out to the Canadians there. Connor O'Halloran.
Yep.
Sorry, out of the University of Michigan. And then Sam Shaw out of high school in BC. So shout out to you guys.
Good for them.
Joining.
Being a Canadian getting drafted at high school is like really hard to do.
Yeah, and being Canadian getting drafted to the Jays is sick as well.
That's hype as hell. I love it.
Let's be real. Everyone wants to talk about Arjun, Chris. So tell me all about Arjun here that you know.
I know he is an Indian descent baseball player. Started off playing cricket, actually, and then moved to baseball, and he was good at it, and now he got drafted by the Blue Jays. I don't have his stats up because it would mess up your camera. So if you could pull up his grades, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I got it for you. So, I mean, the big thing with him, Chris, is that he's 17 years old. So he's basically got another year of development over everyone. His birthday's not until October.
Oh, he's a late baby.
He's a late baby, right? And the big consensus on him is that he's got the frame to be an MLB infielder. He's 6'1". He's pretty scrawny right now, so he's only 170. So he's gonna he could bulk up. If he bulks up, it'll be very nicely.
He weighs more than me, so
he does weigh more than both of us, but he's also 6'1".
That's a good point. I'm not 6'1".
The big thing about him is that he's big time power grids. We're looking at a 55 power grid, which is above average. And then every other tool across the board is an average at 50. Minus or plus his arm strength of 55. So he's got the arm and stick at shortstop. He's got the power to hit at the major league level. And apparently watching him take BP is apparently insane. Apparently this guy crushes BP.
Good to know.
It's just a matter of can the Jays develop him now?
So the thing is, we have shortstop prospects in the minors or just already on the team, i.e. Bo Bichette as probably, if not the best shortstop in the league, maybe besides Corey Seager, I'd have to say. And then in the minors, we have another power-hitting shortstop who's probably going to play third base, and that's Aroldis Martinez. So Do you think we stick Nimmala still at shortstop, third base? Does he move to second base? Can he play out anywhere else?
I think before I go now, I will mention though that the Jays were the 20th pick. Nimmala was the 11th ranked prospect going into the draft.
So he like
So
arguably top 10 talent.
arguably borderline top 10 talent. According to MLB.com.
Yeah.
So and many other stuff I saw.
There were I saw a mock draft. I don't know which website did this, but they had him in the top 5.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of top 5 stuff. Originally, when I did the video for our channel about the draft, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I had him going to the Giants.
Oh, what pick was that? Like 16?
I think he's the 12th or 13th, something around there.
Not bad.
But yeah, still, like, he fell to 20, so we got some big-time potential with this guy here. It's just a matter of can he fulfill it. And then I think the good thing about it, because I know we were texting throughout the draft, Chris, we were talking at the pick. I was saying how much I wanted them to take a picture. You were saying how you wanted them to take Chase Davis, the outfielder.
I did. Oh, I wanted Chase Davis. But Nimmala, I'll take it too.
But Nimmala, yeah, I'll take it too. But the more I thought about it, the more after we started talking about it, Chris, the more I realized that taking Nimmala allows us to now trade an infield prospect at the deadline.
It's true. I don't think we'll get rid of Orelvis, but I also said that about Simeon Woods Richardson and Austin Martin, and we traded them. So it's possible. And recently the Jays have been dealing away their first-round picks besides Barriera, who we got last year. Like, we traded away Gunnar Hoglund. Who was the year before? I forget who it was the year before Gunnar Hoglund of our first-round pick. But
Austin Martin got traded too.
Yes, Austin Martin. Yeah, that was the top 5 pick.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Right.
So, yeah, we have traded, like, earlier draft picks for players recently. I don't know if they'll do that with Nimmala because his upside is really high. And you can see that Austin Martin and Gunnar Hoglund, they're really not panning out in the minors now, which kind of sucks for them. So, I mean, maybe we fleece job of the century with these things here. But I like Nimmala.
I mean, I just pulled up the Jays prospects really quick, Chris. In the top 10, we have 4 infielders in the top 10.
So it's Orelvis,
Right?
Otto Lopez.
No, Otto Lopez isn't even there. So Orelvis, Tucker Tolman,
Barger.
Addison Barger, and Cade Doughty.
So Tucker Tolman, he's raised up the prospect rankings, hasn't he?
He's only 19 too, so maybe they deal him
like
now
that.
if they like Nimmala better. Otto Lopez is another guy that we've talked to who could get dealt.
Where is he? Is he not in the top 10?
He's not in the top 10.
He must.
I don't think he has his prospect. Oh, he's 14th.
Really, he dropped. He must have got promoted.
So
I don't know.
Even
That's weird.
like an Addison Barger. I know I know you love him, Chris,
love
but even
Barger.
Addison Barger could be another guy who gets dealt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of pieces to this, and even Orelvis, I don't want to put he's definitely not going to get traded label on it, but if he gets traded, we're definitely getting a top guy back. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. And I mean, I see Orelvis as the Matt Chapman replacement. He's got arguably more power than Matt Chapman. Obviously, the defense isn't there, but if Orelvis, I don't know if you could check his stats right now because he's still hitting dongs in the minors. I think he's almost at like 20, maybe 25 home runs already in the minor league season, which is unreal. And last year he was unreal as well. So I love the upside for Orelvis, and now the batting average is coming. And the on base percentages are there as well. So I want to see a whole season of Orelvis.
So this year he's got 17 home runs. He's hitting 230 and a 344 on base, 838 OPS across the minor leagues.
That's really good.
It's funny that we're talking about Orelvis because I see a lot of Orelvis in
Nimmala.
Oh my god. Oh, Nimmala. I was trying to say the first name.
I was going to say that earlier. I'm like, infield prospect, a lot of power, really high potential. I don't. What's Nimmala's contact or just straight batting? 50. I don't know if he's a contact guy.
Literally everything is 50 across the board except power and arm strength, which are both 55.
Like, for example, he'd be like what's average in him? Would be like a 230 to 250 hitter who hits like above average power, so maybe 25 to 30 bombs.
Yeah, we're looking somewhere around, let's say 240 hitter who's gonna hit 25 to 35 bombs.
Right, and that's subject to change for any
have
prospect.
An absolute hose on the across the diamond. So
right, and that's subject to change for like any prospect because I think when Bo got drafted, he was a compensation pick, I believe, or a second-round draft pick. He was expected to be good, but look at Bo leading the league in hits for like 2 years in a row now. So things change, right? So yeah, it's cool. I like the pick.
Exactly. The only downside with Nimmala, and this is why I say he's so similar to Orelvis here, is he has a tendency to chase pitches out of the zone sometimes, and and sometimes Aurelvis does it too. So,
But we've
I
seen
mean, they
Aurelvis
fixed
work on that this year. He's fixed it.
yeah, they've worked on it with Aurelvis. Maybe they think they can work on it with Nimmala here. I'm very excited for it. I think getting a high school shortstop is very good for the Jays at this point because it gives them so much time span to develop him. And let's be real, Bo's going to be here for at least, hopefully, knock on wood, another 6 years at least.
Please.
Right.
He's so good.
So
extend him right
by
now.
the time that happens, maybe Nimmala is ready to develop. Maybe he gets traded. Maybe he's part of a deal. So who knows? There's a lot to develop with him here, Chris.
There is, and I think it's a good time to wrap it up because obviously we haven't seen much of Nimmala. Like he's a great backstory. I like how he's trying to be a pioneer for players from India, which is awesome. You love to see that.
Also, I do want to mention quickly, Jay's taking him is such a good marketing.
It is. It is
aspect being the only international team. So the amount of if he does make it to the majors, the amount of like marketing stuff you're gonna do with him is crazy, especially being Toronto, being such a multicultural city. So
yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I know it's not really, it's sort of similar, but I think of $1 Million Arm when you see this, like a guy who grew up like playing cricket, right? Like the $1 Million Arm guy, because I heard him on the Blue Jays talk a couple days or weeks ago, I think it was. You know, he played cricket, then he won this competition, won like $1 million, and playing baseball now. I know he's not a pitcher, but you know, still got that same like beginning of playing cricket, which is really cool.
I'm excited for him. I think he's probably going to start probably in low A. He'll go down to complex league. Too bad he didn't go a week earlier. He could have faced Alec Manoah. But
yeah,
he'll go down there. He'll tear it up. He'll probably be up. He'll probably be up in A eventually. So with that being said, Chris, I think it's a good time to wrap it up. What do you think?
I think so. Let us know what you guys think about Nimmala. I like our draft pick. Should have we drafted maybe Clark ahead of him? What's his name? Max Clark? No, that was the fifth. Chase Davis.
Chase Davis.
I'll take Max Clark if he's on the board. But with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.